Good evening everybody, welcome to the final round of F1 Mallorca's DTM Championship. I am Matt and it will be me taking you through the action today for the final time in 2013. Hopefully I have got everything set up as I need, as I'm using completely different software to do this. So with a bit of luck, everything's working first time. If not, we might have a few issues. Well, that was bloody loud. Can we see that in game? We can indeed. Great success. So we're in practice at the minute. Just waiting for this to finish, and that'll be 10 minutes of qualifying, I've been told, instead of the usual 5. Looks like Serrano has got the upper hand at the minute. So we're really just waiting for this session to finish, and then we'll move on to the qualifying session, which will be 10 minutes like I said, and then it's on to the race, which is 30 something laps. That's almost 2 minutes as well. That'll be fun. Everyone seems to be sliding around quite a bit. I've seen quite a few spins already. Hopefully that's not representative of what we're going to see in the actual race, otherwise it could take a while. But we do have a championship on the line today between Fuchsia and Serrano. Serrano's got the upper hand at the minute, winning quite a lot of the last couple of races. Fuchsia only managing second or third in a lot of the ones that Serrano won, so that gap has been coming down by quite a lot after the... well, been coming down quite a lot over the last few races. And it's now crunch time to see who is actually going to take the championship. I think the Twitch servers are having a few issues today, so you might notice the stream isn't as perfect as it should be. Porto currently third in the practice session, with an entire 6 drivers yet again. Hopefully there's that many left at the end of the race, but judging by what happened in the last event, there probably won't be. Where we only had practically 2 cars running around, there was one extra guy, but he was way down. Looks like Porto's given up on that lap. And speaking of the one extra guy that was way down, it was Marcelo. Looks like he is back again. I wonder if he can have a cleaner race than what he did last time though. Qualifying could be any minute now. The practice session usually switches over before the time that's been reached. But this is going to be a long race, getting on for Singapore distance. Since it's 1 minute 40 odd laps and there's 30 something of them, 28 laps maybe I think it was. But for now it's just a matter of waiting for the qualifying session to start for the 10 minutes that we're going to have. And then there'll be 5 minutes warm up as well. This is actually the last broadcast of the year for us in terms of TV broadcasts, because of course the RCL is finished now and we'll be back in the new year, January time I should think, and we may do some random streams here and there. Of course the set of course is now available, so we could end up streaming a few races of that in the off seasons. Otherwise it'll mainly be on our YouTube channel now. See what Marcelo does then. It's 2 minutes and 3 seconds. 2 minutes 3.7 seconds, 6 seconds off the pace. We're in the 156s and not the 146s like I said. Is anybody else on a lap? No, they're not. So I think we will probably be switching over to qualifying in just a couple minutes time. As Marcelo manages to keep it together. This track doesn't look all that good. There's supposed to be a lot more undulation than there is here. There's a bit of it there. So hopefully we'll switch over to qualifying in just a couple of minutes time, and then we'll head off for an advert break just before the race starts. Daniel Checker out on track at the minute. Alright, so I think what we'll do is we shall head off for a quick advert break and we will return in 5 minutes or so, I should think. Alright, looks like we're back just in time to catch the end of qualifying, which is looking like it's going to be Fuchsia on pole by Serrano at the minute, Checo 4th, Nieto 5th, Marcelo 6th. Can Serrano do anything as he comes across the line? The session is over and he is going to take pole position by 0.2 seconds. Knocking Fuchsia down to 2nd, Porto 3rd. Nehieto's just gone into 3rd actually, so Porto down to 4th. And not on a lap. Marcelo's on a lap, but I don't think he'll be challenging the front runners. So that pretty much confirms that Serrano will be ahead of Fuchsia, and then it'll be Nieto 3rd, Porto 4th, Checo 5th, and Marcelo is 6th, and coming into pit lane to round things off here in America for the qualifying session. We have a 5-minute warm-up next, and then it'll be on to the race. On to warm-up we go then, which will last for 5 minutes. It's just started, and then the race will get underway. just around 2.5 minutes and then the race will be beginning. Warm-up sessions generally tend to be quiet, nobody goes out of the garage. Just over a minute and we shop a dive for the final race of the season. It's a tiebreaker. How many cars are we going to have left after the first lap? Of course, last time out in India we only had 2 cars running around, like I said earlier. And nobody wants to see that. That's getting close to F1 in Indianapolis 2005, where only 6 cars ended up taking the grid out of 20 cars, I think it was. So the warm-up session has now finished, so we're just waiting for it to switch over to the race. It should be in the next 30 seconds or so, and then we can get proceedings underway for the final time in 2013. Round 13 of F1 Mallorca's DTM Championship. Probably the 16th round with broadcast over here on Twitch. Of course, we had the pre-season races as well, don't forget.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
So here we go then. Cars are about to line up on the grid for the final race of the season. We've got 6 cars today. Hopefully it'll be 6 cars by the end. And it's Jordi Serrano on pole, followed by Fusha and Nieto 3rd, 4th was Porto, 5th was Checa, and 6th was Marcelo. Still waiting for Serrano to get on the grid, and there he goes. So the lights come on. Lights are underway. Nieto's got a penalty for what could be a jump start. Fusha leads into turn 1 and we've got Checa coming down the inside of the both of them. Checa is up into the lead, forcing his way past there. Well done Checa for managing to get that pulled off. So it's Checa, followed by Fusha, followed by Serrano, followed by Marcelo, I think that is in 4th. 28 laps, oh Checa's gone a bit wide, Fusha's all over the back of him now. Fusha, he's going to have the inside line for the next corner, but thinks better of it. He did make contact back in India with Serrano, don't forget, and it looks like Fusha could have a good run here as we come into the first major hairpin. Down the inside he goes, no! Bit of contact. Happening further back, Porto 4th, 5th is Nieto and Marcelo is 6th. Fuchsia with a run into the second hairpin. He's alongside. Will he make the place up this time though? Checker not giving him very much space. He's going to turn in on him. Somehow they avoid contact. Fuchsia still second. Serrano still third. Two championship contenders getting in a fight with somebody they weren't expecting to right now. We've got a yellow flag out there as well because it looks like Nieto has dropped off the picture. Yes, indeed. Fuchsia still stuck to the back of Checker's car as Serrano makes a bit of a mistake in the background there. Oh, Checker's gone wide. This is Fuchsia's chance, surely. He's going to have the inside line for the final corner. Down the inside he goes. Does he have the lead? Yes, he does, although it looks like Checker could come back at him down the straight. Who's going to get the better drag? The side by side across the line. Fuchsia's got the advantage just, but Checker's going to have the inside line. Wasn't much to choose between them. And Checker retakes the lead away from Fuchsia then, but it looks like Fuchsia is still all over the back of him. Can't make a move just yet. Although he could have a chance here. It's going to give Serrano a chance though, because he's having to slow down quite a bit at times. Here we go, coming down into the first of the major braking zones again. Whoa, where's Serrano going? Almost in the back of Fuchsia. He's given Fuchsia a slight nudge, but that's not giving Serrano a chance. Serrano and Fuchsia are now battling. Fuchsia looks like he's dropped back off Checker a bit now. Could this be the move for Serrano to get him up into second on the inside of the next hairpin? No, it's not. So the top three remain as they are after 2 laps almost. Checker getting the jump on everyone at the start to jump into the lead, and it's stayed like that ever since. Fuchsia's trying to find a way through though. He's not giving up on that lead just yet. I think Serrano's dropped back from Fuchsia yet again in this final sector. Checker with a mistake in the exact same place as last lap. Fuchsia, oh, he thought about the inside line. Gives Checker a bit of a nudge. Can he have a run down the start finish straight here? He's up to the back of him. He pulls out of the slipstream. Checker with the fastest lap, but I don't think he's going to stop Fuchsia from having a go. He's going to have to go around the long way into turn 1. Can he get the cut back? Yes, he can. Has he got enough powers though? He hasn't. Couldn't get the power down coming out that corner, and he was left with second. See if Serrano can catch back up in the first 2 sectors again. Ooh, Fuchsia very sideways there. And he's all over the back of Checker trying to find a way through, but he's gonna get himself up with Serrano if he does that. He has done indeed, over the bit of a crest there. Looks like they're trying to take off. Can Serrano pull out to the inside into the hairpin? He's coming from a long way back. He's made contact with Fuchsia. Off goes Fuchsia. Serrano and Fuchsia, the 2 championship contenders, have ran into the back of each other. Is Serrano giving the place back? It looks like he could well be, but this has allowed Checker to escape off into the distance now. 4.5 seconds as Serrano lets Fuchsia retake second. They've both got a lot of work to do now. So Checker leads from Fuchsia second, Serrano third, Marcelo up to fourth, fifth is Nieto, and sixth is Porto. Both of those look like they've had to make a stop at some point. Nieto did get a jump start penalty. So, pretty crazy first 2.5 laps so far. But it's Fuchsia and Serrano with all the work to do after that contact. Big gap of 4 seconds. Fuchsia does seem quicker than everyone in this final sector even, but Serrano is not giving up just yet. He's He's not close enough to make a move into turn 1. He's going to have to see if he can catch Fuchsia in the same place as before. Well, it was closing up quite a bit actually. Coming a long way back into turn 1. Gaps close right up between these two. Gap is rapidly decreasing to Checker as well. It's only 3 seconds between him and Serrano in third. Lap 4 of 28. Championship contenders have already ran into each other, just like they did in India last time out. And here comes... oh, Serrano's done it again into the exact same corner. Spins Fuchsia around. Fuchsia makes contact with him whilst going backwards. Serrano doesn't look like he's giving that position back actually. He's just completely gone with it. Second time he spun Fuchsia at that corner in 2 laps. Serrano seems to be going straight after Checker, not worrying about giving Fuchsia the place back. Fuchsia 9 seconds behind now. Serrano just 2.5. Season finale certainly causing a lot of action so far. Got another yellow flag out there because Marcelo has just spun. And he's dropped down to 5th because of that. So we'll keep an eye on Fuchsia then. He's got 8.1 seconds to make up on the leader. And then Serrano, who was the cause of that, is going after Checker at a pretty vast rate of knots. Coming on to lap 5. Serrano does look to be the quicker of the two, 0.5 quicker than Fuchsia that last lap, but Fuchsia of course with the spin, so we're not going to get any sort of representative time for a while, since Fuchsia got tagged round 2 laps in a row. Gonna have to wait till lap 5 or 6 to see who's really the quicker of the two. What's Fuchsia doing? He's already caught up nearly 2 seconds on Checker, so he's not all that far out of it yet. He's got a long way to go. Race isn't over. It's just a bit extra work for him. That gap between Checker and Serrano is rapidly decreasing as well. Could be a move for the lead coming up. Question is, will Serrano get slowed down in time, or will he go straight into the back of him? Into the hairpin we come. There's no contact there. He's going to be all over the back of him in this final sector though. Checker just giving him enough space there. Can Serrano slip it down the inside here? We've got a left-hander coming up. He's gone right round the outside. Serrano into the lead. Fuchsia third. And I have no idea what that does to the championship. I think this might win it for Serrano. Somebody spun yet again. Is it Marcelo? It is indeed. How has he managed to spin it there? Have a look at the replay. Well, that was 2 spins in 2 corners really. Marcelo struggling quite a bit. Fuchsia on a charge, setting the fastest lap, 1:57.2. He is only 3 or 4 seconds back from Serrano. 4.4. Question is now, Serrano was a lot quicker than Checker, so is Serrano going to vanish into the distance? Is Fuchsia quicker than Serrano? Serrano had the edge in qualifying by nearly 3/10. Is it going to be the case in the race? Lap 6 of 28. Things are starting to die down now. But its main story is going to be Fuchsia fighting his way back through the pack. He's got 2 cars in front of him. but crucially Serrano, the championship contender, is one of them. Fischer just needs to make sure he doesn't make any more mistakes, and I'm sure he'll be right back up with the leaders. You can already see Checker in front of him. He's only 3 seconds behind now at least. Oh, the gap's up to 5 actually. Looks like Serrano's putting away. So will Fuchsia be able to catch Serrano once he's got past Checker? That's the question. And what are they going to be doing strategy wise as well? They usually do run similar sort of strategies, as we could have Marcelo off track again. Probably. Serrano setting the fastest lap of the race now at 157.2. What did Fuchsia do that last time through though? That's the question. I need to try and find the right button. Fuchsia did 158.1 the last time through. Quarter of the way through the race once this lap has been completed. Fischer really on the back of Checker now. He should be on him within the lap, I'd say. But is he quick enough to get past Checker? He is when he's in clear air, but we saw from the first couple of laps that he couldn't find a way through past Checker. And then eventually that led to Serrano catching up and spinning him out twice. As we have a yellow flag once again. Is it Marcelo? It is indeed. That's your leader then, Jordi Serrano. And then it's Daniel Checker in second, 4 seconds behind him, and Fuchsia third, 5.5 behind. Porto is fourth, 25 seconds off the lead now. Nieto is another 10 seconds back in fifth, and Marcelo is another 20 seconds back in sixth place. As Serrano pits at the end of lap 7. So this could well be a 3-stop strategy then. 7, 14 and 21. What's everyone else doing? Checker's in, Fuchsia's in, so they're all coming in the pits this lap. Can anybody make up any positions though? Serrano's away. What about Checker and Fuchsia? Fuchsia's away, Checker isn't. Fuchsia up to second then in the pit stops. Checker's still in that box. Losing a lot of time now. And it looks like Checker has retired actually, so that'll promote Nieto up to third and Porto up to fourth, Marcelo up to fifth. So it's going to be a straight fight between Fuchsia and Serrano. 4 seconds between the two on lap 8 of this race. Not sure what Checker's reason for retiring was, because he seemed to be going okay from what I could tell. He'd not hit anything. Don't think he'd been hit by anyone else either, unless he got caught up with one of the back markers, but I don't think we're at the point where we're lapping them just yet. So, gap between Fuchsia and Serrano is currently at 3.6 seconds, which is slowly coming down actually. I think he is ever so slightly quicker than Serrano at the minute. Check out our only retirement of the race from second. Not sure why he did retire. I'm sure we'll find out once the race is over. Yeah, between Fuchsia and Serrano seems to be stabilising at that 3.5 second mark. Fuchsia did say that he wants to go and win this one so that there's no issues with nuts and all that jazz. But we'll see. We've got 20 laps to go for Fuchsia to take the lead away from Serrano. Further back down the field, it is Nieto with an 11-second lead over Porto in 4th. Marcelo 5th, Checo of course retiring at his last pit stop. That's your leader Serrano. Fuchsia's just about in the same camera shot. That gap is coming down, I think. It's going to be a case of who can do better on worn tyres. Fuchsia was almost a second quicker that last lap. Serrano goes and beats that by putting in the fastest lap though. But Fuchsia beats him by a second. 155.8 to Serrano's 156.8. Fuchsia is on a definite charge here. He's taken 2 seconds out of Serrano's lead in the last 2 laps. See what the gap is between the two at the next split, hopefully. Because I should think it's about 2 to 1.5 seconds. Give or take a few. Fuchsia does visibly look closer. Is he closer time-wise though? I think so. Gap's 2.2 seconds then. See what we're going to have lap time wise this time through. .6 is the gap now. In just one sector it's come down by quite a bit. No fastest laps between the two of them though. But Fuchsia was another 0.7 seconds quicker. Serrano will be starting to feel the pressure very shortly. I wonder if Fuchsia will give him a repayment of the spins that he's been handing out. Although you could say Serrano was doing that anyway because of the clash between them in India. Look how close Fusha is now though, that gap is down to a second. Fusha was 10 seconds behind 6 laps ago, if not more. And we're probably about 5 laps away from the next pit stop phase as well. Gap's gone up by nearly a second through that section. I wonder if it's just the way the track is, because it seems to have come back down again through here. See what it is as we come across the line to finish lap 11 and start lap 12. Coming up on the halfway point of this race very shortly. Gap still 1.5, so Fusha dropped back ever so slightly there. I wonder if he'll make it back up at this first 2 sectors though, or will Serrano have the upper hand? Fusha did still manage to take a bit of time out of Serrano, not much, not as much as he has been doing, but every little helps. Five cars left running. Checo retiring at his pit stop. Marcelo will soon be a lapped car in a lap or two. Who will be lapping in first though? Will it be Serrano or will it be Fusha? What's the gap at the minute? Stable around 1.5 seconds at the minute. Still Nieto, Porto 3rd, 4th, Marcelo 5th. And Marcelo is only 15 seconds or so at the road from these guys and lapping probably about 6 or 7 seconds a lap slower. It's not going to be long before he's lapped at all. And if Fusha's close enough, it could provide him with the opportunity he needs. Serrano not quite able to make the apex on the final turn there. Coming on to start lap 13, we could see pit stops at the end of this lap. Or will it be one more after that? First stop came at the end of lap 7, so it might be the end of lap 14. See lap 13. Sounded like Fusha got the brakes all locked up there. 1.5 behind Serrano. Gap has stabilised for the moment. Tyres probably starting to wear down now. Yellow flag out there yet again. More than likely for Marcelo. And if it is, yes it is for Marcelo, so he's being lapped by the leaders. Fusha wasn't close enough to take advantage of it. And he probably wouldn't have done anyway because Marcelo was off track. To the long right-hander. Into the penultimate corner. Plenty of runoff. And through the final corner. Stops aren't happening this lap, it'll be the next one. Any fastest lap's going to appear? I shouldn't think so. Tyres are probably fairly worn down now. Fusha's best chance is going to be at the start of each pit stop phase or stint. He seems to have kind of stabilised the gap, has Serrano, now that the tyres are going off. This will be the last lap for these set. Gap's up to 2 seconds now. Fisher not able to go as quick as Serrano on these worn tyres. Will we be making a trip to the pit lane in 3-corner time though? That's the question. Through the penultimate corner, will Serrano pit? Will Fusha pit? Serrano does pit, so Fusha I'm sure will cover him off. And it looks like he is doing, yes he is. Serrano in. And onto his marks. Fusha's done the same. Can Fusha perhaps gain a bit of time here? He's away first. Serrano's not had the best getaways from his pit box, but I think Fusha has gained an ever so small amount of time. Serrano's away, Fusha's away. Can Fusha make the best of those fresh tyres to get that gap between him and Serrano down? It's up to 2.4 seconds at the minute. It got as low as 1 second before. What's it going to be now? Lap 15 here at the Circuit of Americas for F1 Mallorca's final round of the DTM Championship. It's a straight fight between Serrano and Fusha for the lead and for the championship. Fusha has the upper hand, but will second be enough for the championship, or does he need the win? I'm sure Fusha would like to take the win. It's a while since he has done so, and he does seem to be the quicker of the two at the minute. Gap down to 1.6 between them. He's found 3.4 seconds in his lap so far. Halfway through the race now. Another half to go. Still quite a way. Across the line. What's it gonna be lap time wise? The graphic at the bottom is for lap 14, not lap 15. But Fusha definitely has the edge in lap time. Second quicker best lap. Does he have the edge in keeping that between them though? Keeping the gap coming down, being consistent. Or will Serrano be able to get the upper hand? Fuchsia needs to do a better job than Serrano on the fresher tyres if he wants to have any sort of chance at catching Serrano, because both of them, especially Fuchsia, drop off quite a bit once the tyres begin to wear out 5 or 6 laps after they've pitted. Serrano with a bit of a mistake there. Fuchsia has got to be only about a second to 2 seconds behind now. Serrano did spin Fuchsia around when he overtook him and then went straight after Checker. So Serrano's not got to the lead as fairly as he would have liked, it has to be said. Gap is just 1.1 between the two now. We're going to have a battle for the lead on our hands very shortly. Probably won't be through this section, but if Fuchsia can get a good run through sector 1 or through the first couple of corners, then he may have a chance in the middle of the lap or in the 2 big braking zones that we've got. Gap seems to be getting no less than a second now. Fuchsia's going to be running out of grip soon. He needs to make his move as soon as he can. Needs to get that gap down. Through the S's. Gap does look a lot closer than it did before. What does the timing say? Timing says he is 1.2 behind, so he's actually lost time. This was where Serrano gave Fuchsia a nudge twice in a row. Twice in 2 laps. Caused Fuchsia to lose a lot of time. I wonder if Fuchsia will repay the favour once he gets up to him. Looks like he might be just starting to get in that slipstream of Serrano's. Serrano a bit wide. Gap's 0.7 seconds between the two now. This is the closest Fuchsia's ever been, and Serrano's rolled! Oh my god! Serrano has just rolled out of this race and out of the championship contention. Is he able to right the car and get it going again? He's got the car righted, but he's driving the wrong way around the circuit at the minute. And I think he may have just been disqualified, so that means that Fuchsia will be the champion. Nieto will take over second from Serrano. Porto looks like he could pick up another podium. And Marcelo fourth. So wow, what a way for Serrano to end his hopes of a championship. Rolls the car and then drives the wrong way around the circuit. Fuchsia just needs to bring this car home now in the last 11 laps. And the championship will be his. Well, that was a bit of a strange ending to that battle. It never really started. Fuchsia was closing in on him, but ultimately it was Serrano that made the mistake, and a costly one at that. So that's a Fuchsia job of getting past Serrano then, and everything's going to pretty much die down now. It's an entire minute between Fuchsia and Nieto, and then it's almost another minute between Nieto and Porto. So the last 11 laps of this race are going to be very quiet indeed. Very quiet. Marcelo is about to go another lap now. Nieto is a minute and a half behind Fuchsia now. Porto, I wonder if Nieto's... No, Nieto's not pitting. Looks like he's just cruising around at the minute. Porter is pitting. Marcelo fourth. On to lap 19 for Fuchsia. What an end to the championship. Was not expecting that to happen. So Fuchsia can enjoy his championship for the next 9 laps. And then he'll come home to win the race and the championship. He's not finished outside the podium for God knows how long now. Well over a year and a half, I think. But it's just a case of bringing this car home. As Nieto got a spurt on, looks like it is stabilised the gap at a minute and a half. But really, Fuchsia could just park the car now and still win the championship. And I don't think he'll do that though, he'll go for the victory across. So 13 races at the end of the next 10 laps, 9 laps, and that will be the 2013 F1 Mallorca DTM Championship done. We have seen a lot of action and plenty of mishaps and plenty of races which have ended with just 2 cars running and no real fight. Spa, Korea, last time out in India, this time out in the USA, which have ended with not much of a fight after Serrano rolled it and got disqualified. Nieto's 10 seconds a lap slower than Fuchsia. And really, there's not much of a race to be had at the minute. Everyone might as well just call it a day, say that's the results, 20 laps done. Because I honestly can't see positions changing unless somebody retires. One more stop to go, that should be either the end of this lap or the lap after. Nieto still keeping that gap at 1 minute 36. But this will be it for DTM until probably March next year. May have a pre-season test race or 2 in February. Racing Concept League's season 3 of RCL touring cars will be back early January once we've got all the details finalised. And yeah, that's it for us really this year in terms of TV broadcast, unless we have some other events going on Assetto Corsa or elsewhere. Fuchsia will be making his final stop end of this lap. He's ready, just got nothing to do now other than drive the car around for another 7 laps. and win by 1:40. Fuchsia, Nieto, Porto, Marcelo, that's your currently running drivers. Checo retired at his first pit stop for unknown reasons, and then the championship contender Serrano rolled it whilst trying to fend Fuchsia off for the lead. Ended up driving the wrong way around the circuit after that and getting disqualified, handing the championship to Fuchsia. And now we are left with a race which isn't really a race and more of a elongated practice session with a couple of the cars driving around. I think Marcelo may have just had an... oh no, it's Porto off. Porto's off somewhere at the top of a hill. Is he... I need to make sure he's driving the right way as well. Is that the right way? Looks like it, it is. Trying to see what happened. Oh, Porto's rolled it as well. How did he manage that? Looks like he got on the Stephen Fleetman and around he went. Or over he went, I should say. Not once but twice. Why is everybody rolling the car today? That's probably done quite a bit of damage. Fuchsia's in the pit lane for his final stop. In fact, he is leaving the pit lane after his final stop. Oh, there's contact between him and Marcelo. What is Marcelo doing? That was all a bit odd. So, Nieto 22 seconds quicker than Fuchsia that last lap, obviously because of the pit stop. But really there is no race on. It's just these guys driving around trying to finish. Trying not to make the mistake Porto did, which was rolling. Trying not to make the mistake Serrano did, which was rolling. Fuchsia's got fresh tyres on, he can just try and set the fastest lap whilst they're fresh. And then calm everything down and cruise home for the last 6 laps. 5 laps. What a way to end the season though. We've had some dramatic races, but not quite as dramatic as that, I don't think. Starting lap 23. For what it's worth. Gap between Fuchsia and Nieto is 1:08, but Nieto is yet to take his final stop of the race. And when he does, it'll probably jump up to nearly a lap behind. We've had far too many races which aren't races this season. Do 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 do. Hopefully next season the DTM heads over to tracks more suitable for DTM cars, because these circuits are just far too long. Kota too long, Singapore too long, Korea too long. A lot of these circuits just don't fit what a DTM car should really be doing. Lap 24. Five more to go for Fuchsia. Five more to go for Fuchsia to win the championship and win the race. Being careful not to roll it like Porto did there. Being careful not to roll it like Serrano did. And I am running out of things to say now. Gap between Nieto and Fuchsia 1 minute 12. Gap between Nieto and Porto probably nearly a minute as well. And Marsado 2 laps down. Lap 25. Bit of a mistake from Fuchsia there, locking the brakes. Nieto is still yet to make one more stop, I think. He's actually got his lap times fairly consistent compared to Fuchsia. Well, I say fairly consistent, he's still 3 seconds off the pace. I'm sure Nieto will be happy to pick up a second place though. Fuchsia didn't manage to set the new fastest lap. Nieto's pitted, gaps up to 1 minute 40, and I don't think he'll be able to now. His tyres will probably be pretty much at the end of their life. I can tell he's locking the brakes up quite a bit more than what he was doing a couple of laps ago. Lap 26 of 28. Almost the end of the season, almost the end of the race, almost the end of the championship fight for Fuchsia. He'll be champion once this is over. Checo led off the start, but he had Fuchsia and Serrano all over the back of him, and then Fuchsia did manage to get past Checo very briefly until Checo managed to get back past again into turn 1 after he got on the power a lot better. Then Fuchsia cut out the final turn, and then we had Serrano running into the back of Fuchsia 2 laps in a row. First time he did let Fusha retake that place, but the second time he didn't. Then everybody came into the pits all at the same time. Checker then retired in the middle of the pit stop. Fusha and Serrano came out in second and first respectively after that. And then it kind of stayed around 2 second to 3 second gap between the two until the second stop of the race, where Fusha had a slightly quicker one and he was closing down in Serrano for a couple of laps after the stops. And then the big mistake from Serrano came just here, where he rolled the car, allowing Fusha through, and then once Serrano had managed to get the car back on all four wheels, he ended up going the wrong way down the circuit and getting disqualified from the race, ending any hope he had of wresting the championship lead away from Fusha. And that puts us up here on lap 26 with Fusha well on his way to the championship, with Nieto almost 2 minutes behind him now, 1 minute 44. And not much of a race happening other than me talking about what the gaps are. That's about as exciting as it's getting at the minute. Porto third. Marcelo is still going around in fourth, but making a lot of mistakes yet again. Two more laps to go. Nieto was 7 seconds slower than Fusha that last lap. This will be the first time that Fusha's actually won a race for a couple of races as well. He wasn't able to win in India, he wasn't able to win in Korea, he wasn't able to win in Monza. It's been a long time coming, this victory for Fusha. He's had to sit and watch his championship lead being eaten into for a lot of the last half of the season, and he said he wanted to go and win this race. Well, it looks like he is most definitely going to do that, and he's most definitely going to be champion despite the mid-season slump in form, where Serrano just stepped it up a gear and really started eating into that championship. But that doesn't really matter now. Fusha isn't too far away from starting his final lap of the USA Grand Prix. Through the penultimate corner and through the final corner, and then it's down the start finish straight, and on to lap 28 he goes, the final lap of the season. He has got a commanding lead of 1 minute 50 seconds. Got championship in the bag. He had that championship in the bag 10 laps ago when Serrano rolled it, and he's put in a pretty much faultless performance, other than Serrano spinning him a couple of times and almost making contact with Checker in the early stages of the race. Nieto was a bit quicker than Fusha that last lap actually, but not to worry. Fusha's got 1 minute 45 seconds, 1 minute 50 seconds between him. Fusha can just cruise it round this final lap and enjoy what will be a victory. He had to fight for it until Serrano rolled it, and then it was easy enough after that. But he hasn't led the whole race. First half of the race he was all the way down in third and second. He's already way off the accelerator as we come into the hairpin here. Just 8 or 9 more corners to go. Tricky hairpin. Got Marcelo in his way. Hopefully Marcelo gets out of the way this time. Through the long right hander. Marcelo seems to be getting out of the way, or trying to. Through the penultimate corner we go. Marcelo does get out of the way nicely, and pits, in fact. And now it's the final corner for Fuchsia, and he can officially say that he has won the American Grand Prix and that he is champion here for 2013 of F1 Mallorca's DTM Championship, with an absolute dominant victory over Nieto. Helped by the fact that Serrano retired, but a minute and a half lead at the end of the day. Probably couldn't have got much better than that if he wanted to win the championship. Now he's going to do a few donuts. If he can get it going. That's like €75,000 fine now. So we wait for Nieto to come home. He's a long way from home actually. It's not even in the final sector. So Fuchsia's managed to kill the engine doing donuts. Where's Porto? Porto's almost a lap behind Nieto. Both of them just cruising to the finish line by the looks of things. Nieto in fact actually got a penalty at the start of the race, and that served right through for the jump start. Looks like he's pitting actually. So there you have it then. Fuchsia is the champion for the 2013 season of F1 Mallorca's DTM. Nieto came home in second, Porto was third with Marcelo fourth, Checo was fifth after retirement, and the big story of the day was Serrano being disqualified after rolling the car and driving the wrong way down the circuit. That is us for the 2013 season, both in DTM and in terms of the Racing Concept Leagues as well. We'll be back early January for that, and probably March time or so for DTM if we pick up the rights to broadcast that again next season. And that is all from us here. We shall see you next year.